Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een. Amma ba'd, my dear brothers and sisters, let me ask you something honestly. Have you noticed how fast Ramadan is slipping away? It feels like just yesterday we welcomed this blessed month. The masjids were full, hearts were soft, tears were flowing in the night. But now, look around. Many people are already going back to their old routines. The excitement is fading. The nights are getting quieter. And the scary question is, what if Ramadan leaves and nothing in our lives actually changes? What if the month of mercy comes and goes and we remain the same? Still carrying the same sins, still struggling with the same problems, still worrying about our rizq, our health, our families, our future. Brothers and sisters, there are people right now who are crying in hospitals. There are parents worried about feeding their children. There are families breaking apart. There are hearts carrying pain that nobody else can see. And in moments like these, every believer asks the same question. Is there something I can do that brings Allah's help into my life? What if I told you that there is a powerful dua many scholars mention for Ramadan? A dua that begins with calling Allah by 4 of His most beautiful names. A dua that people recite after every obligatory prayer in Ramadan. A dua that asks Allah for mercy, protection and salvation. And the most beautiful thing is, it begins with these powerful words. Ya Aliyu, Ya Azimu, Ya Ghafuru, Ya Rahim. But before I share the full dua with you, you need to understand why calling upon Allah with these names is so powerful. Because when a servant truly calls upon Allah, Allah never ignores that call. Brothers and sisters, let me ask you something from the heart. How many people today are praying, yet their hearts still feel heavy? How many people are working day and night, yet their rizq still feels tight? How many homes look happy from the outside, but inside those walls there are silent worries, stress and sleepless nights? Subhanallah. We live in a time where people have more technology than ever before, but less peace in their hearts. People scroll for hours, watch endless videos, read the news, see wars, crises, rising prices, and problems everywhere, and slowly fear enters the heart. Fear about the future, fear about money, fear about the safety of our families. And sometimes a believer sits alone at night and whispers, Ya Allah, I don't know what to do anymore. Please help me. My dear brothers and sisters, this is exactly why Allah gave us dua. Dua is not just words. Dua is the rope that connects a weak servant to the Lord of the universe. And the most powerful way to call upon Allah is to call Him by His beautiful names. When you say, Ya Ali, you are calling the one who is above every problem. When you say, Ya Azim, you are calling the one whose greatness has no limit. When you say, Ya Ghafur, you are calling the one who forgives again and again. When you say, Ya Rahim, you are calling the one whose mercy surrounds everything. And this is how the beautiful Ramadan dua begins, with these 4 powerful names of Allah. Ya Aliyu, Ya Azimu, Ya Ghafuru, Ya Rahim. But the rest of this dua is even more powerful, because it reminds us why Ramadan itself is so special. And when you understand the meaning of this dua, you will never want to leave a single prayer in Ramadan without reciting it. Brothers and sisters, now listen carefully, because this is the beautiful dua many believers recite during Ramadan after every obligatory prayer. And when you hear these words, don't just listen to them. Feel them. Repeat them in your heart. The dua begins by calling Allah with His powerful names. Ya Ali, Ya Azim, Ya Ghafoor, Ya Rahim. O Most High, O Most Great, O Most Forgiving, O Most Merciful. Then the dua continues. Anta Rabbul Azim, Alladhi laysa kamithlihi shay', wa huwa as-sami'ul basir. You are the magnificent Lord, the one who has no equal, and you are the one who hears everything and sees everything. Subhanallah. Just think about that. The one you are calling upon is the Lord who sees every tear, the Lord who hears every whispered prayer, the Lord who knows the pain you never told anyone. Then the dua reminds us of the greatness of Ramadan. وَهَذَا شَهْرٌ عَظَّمْتَهُ وَكَرَّمْتَهُ وَشَرَّفْتَهُ وَفَضَّلْتَهُ عَلَى الشُّهُورِ. This is the month you have honored, elevated, and made superior over all other months. And why is this month so special? Because Allah says in this dua, وَهُوَ الشَّهْرُ الَّذِي أَنزَلْتَ فِيهِ الْقُرْآنِ هُدًى لِلنَّاسِ وَبَيِّنَاتٍ مِنَ الْهُدَى وَالْفُرْقَانِ. This is the month in which you revealed the Quran, a guidance for humanity and clear proofs of guidance and truth. And then the dua reminds us of the most powerful night in Ramadan, the night that can change a person's destiny, the night known as Laylatul Qadr. The dua says, وَجَعَلْتَ فِيهِ لَيْلَةَ الْقَدْرِ وَجَعَلْتَهَا خَيْرًا مِّنْ أَلْفِ شَهْرٍ. And you placed within it the night of decree, a night that is better than 1,000 months. And finally, the servant makes the most important request. The dua ends with these powerful words, فَيَا ذَا الْمَنِّ وَلَا يُمَنُّ عَلَيْكِ مُنَّ عَلَيَّ بِفَكَاكِ رَقَبَتِي مِنَ النَّارِ فِي مَنْ تَمُنُّ عَلَيْهِ وَأَدْخِلْنِي الْجَنَّةَ بِرَحْمَتِكَ يَا أَرْحَمَ الرَّاحِمِينَ. O possessor of endless favor, grant me the blessing of freedom from the hellfire. Include me among those you save, and admit me into paradise through your mercy, O most merciful of those who show mercy. Brothers and sisters, this is not just a dua. This is a servant standing before Allah, asking for the greatest success a human being can ever achieve, freedom from the fire and entrance into Jannah. My dear brothers and sisters, let me ask you something very real. How many times in life have we felt completely helpless? Moments where nothing seems to work. You try harder, you work longer, you plan more, but the problem is still there. A father worries about how he will provide for his family. A mother silently worries about the safety of her children. A young person worries about their future. And sometimes the heart becomes tired. But the believer has something the rest of the world does not have. The believer has dua. When a believer raises their hands and says, Ya Ali, Ya Azim, Ya Ghafoor, Ya Rahim, they are calling upon the Lord who controls everything. The one who controls your rizq, the one who controls your health, the one who controls your family, the one who controls every door that opens and every door that closes. Subhanallah. Sometimes Allah changes a person's life not through years of effort, but through one sincere dua. Think about the countless people whose situations changed overnight. A person who was struggling with rizq and suddenly Allah opened doors for them. A person who was sick and Allah granted them shifa. A person whose home was full of tension and Allah filled it with peace. And the secret behind many of these changes is simple. They turned back to Allah. Because when Allah places barakah in something, even a little becomes enough. A small income becomes sufficient. A small house becomes peaceful. A tired heart becomes calm again. And Ramadan is the time when Allah's mercy is closest. Every night people are forgiven. Every night destinies are written. And somewhere in these final nights is the night that can change everything. The blessed night known as Laylatul Qadr. Imagine making this dua after every prayer. And one of those prayers happens on Laylatul Qadr. That small moment of dua could be worth more than 1,000 months of worship. That is more than 80 years, all from one sincere call to Allah. My dear brothers and sisters, Ramadan is slowly leaving us. The nights that were filled with mercy, the moments where du'as were accepted, the days where sins were forgiven, they are slipping away. And the painful reality is this: many people who were with us last Ramadan are no longer here today. Their place in the masjid is empty. Their voices are silent. Their time has ended. And one day, our turn will come too. That is why the believers treat the last days of Ramadan very differently. They don't slow down. They become even more sincere because they know this might be the last Ramadan of their life. So before this blessed month leaves, I want you to take something powerful with you. From today, from the next prayer you perform, after every obligatory prayer in the remaining days of Ramadan, sit for a moment, raise your hands and recite this beautiful dua. Listen to it carefully and try to learn it.